strand to our channel.
Break a leg!
Break a leg. We are massive theatre fans. We don't even know really if there is a call for theatre reviews from many, but we thought for those of you, if there's just a few that love the theatre, it's a hugely expensive evening to go to the theatre. So we thought, why don't we start doing reviews so we can help you make the decision on whether you want to spend 50 quid for a seat. God, it is expensive, West End theatre.
Oh no, 50 quid. What do you mean, 70, 90? You go and see a musical with with two children. What my biggest gripe about going to see musicals with kids is you don't get child rates.
So unfair.
It's outrageous.
It's so elitist.
It's so elitist. And actually, of all the review sort of programs or series or whatever that I think would be genuinely useful, I would go online to make sure I'm not going to spend 400 quid going to see something.
That's shit.
We've done that before. What do you do? You can't come out and go back and say, oh, you know, you buy something from the shop, you take it back and say it's broken. You can't come out and go, do you know what? None of your performers were particularly good today.
Yeah, and
the play was badly written.
With so many of the reviewers in the papers that we just don't even... So we thought it'd be really good to do a user-friendly...
Can I also say, I have a pet hate of theatre critics. You are all in the pay of someone. You are all trying to promote everything you already think is good.
Yeah.
You are not honestly describing, reviewing, or ever even trying to see things.
Vincent in Brixton Van Gogh.
Was diabolical.
Diabolical.
What was that one? Enron with, you know,
terrible.
Get a life.
Terrible. And you all just followed each other.
Yeah. And it's like, because people spend so much money off the back of these reviews, I hear people sometimes when I'm at the theatre, and I'm lucky enough to be able to afford it, I hear people laughing at absolute garbage because, to be fair, having shelled out 200 quid for their tickets, you pretty much feel like you have to have a good time.
Yeah, and we are real theatre lovers, and there is so much brilliant theatre out there. So we're just going to tell you about great theatre that we can see.
Anyway.
And we were lucky enough to go last night. Invited. I've never been invited to the theatre before.
I was only invited
to an opening night. And it was lovely. And Mark had booked it as a surprise for me. It was really awful because outside the theatre I got stopped by a camera crew and they asked me multiple questions about why I was there.
This was a result actually, because we couldn't go and see it when I booked it a year ago, and now we did.
Yeah.
So
kick it off, Mark. It's a play called Consent.
And it reminded me a little bit of that series based around the lives of those lawyers. Do you remember, what was that series on
That's
TV?
Life.
This Life, whatever. So it's set within the slightly rarefied world of solicitors, barristers, who represent a whole host of cases, but more specifically in the case of this play...
and they're really good friends.
Yeah, they're all friends, and they josh, and there's professional rivalries, some of them smoke spliff, they're, you know, sort of ordinary kind of, but very middle class, barristers / lawyers, solicitors. And really it follows their trials and travails through representing a rape case that takes on a particularly personal hue in terms of various members of the group, friends, family, wives, believe that the rights and wrongs of being consensual in sex, etc. You know, they have all these creative debates as lawyers about what defines consent and what have you. And then their relationships start to, across time, buckle, fall apart, come back together, rivalries kick in between friends, infidelities occur.
And there are some truly brilliant scenes, aren't there? The dialogue is just...
Yeah, beautifully written. It's very well written.
Beautifully written, fantastically staged.
Yeah.
I mean, we both loved that scene, didn't we, where there was two different conversations going on at supposedly different times.
Very clever.
But on the same set. Lots of very clever things like that. Phenomenal acting.
Yeah.
Incredible directing, great staging, and food for thought. We were talking, because we had the discussion around marital rape when we left, didn't we? The discussion around...
it's called Consent, and I think that's clearly an accurate thing, because the whole notion of what is consensual sex within marriage, outside of marriage as well, you know, that comes up. I thought it was particularly strong as a play about the way in which the legal world completely sort of desensitizes the meaning of rape into a sort of a statistical and strategical legal jargon.
And it was very clever because it illustrated that to us, not only when they were dealing with their clients, but also in the way they dealt with their marriages.
Absolutely.
So for us, we both said the play was also, because empathy is talked about a lot in the play, we thought it could just as easily have been called Empathy as consent.
Well, another word
it?
I thought it could have been called.
So that probably would have brought the crowds in.
Wouldn't have brought the crowds in, but also I thought it could have been called Sorry, not the Ronnie Corbett series that was on telly years ago, because it also talked about, and I thought this was really strong stuff, it talked about what apologies mean within a relationship and what it means to say sorry and whether you mean sorry. And also it looks at
and that's why it's such a good one to go and see as a couple, because it brought a lot of that up for us, hasn't it? I mean, I would prefer one apology in a marriage that's really meant than 100 that isn't really, and I loved all that. It was really rich, all that content.
Yeah. So it's transferred from the National Theatre, which is where it was originally on. It's now at the Harold Pinter. Not massively unreasonable tickets generally to go to the Harold Pinter, but would we recommend it as a one to see? I think we would. Yeah, absolutely.
Go and see it. If you love the theatre, and I just love watching relationships on stage.
Yeah, can't get enough of them.
Oh my God, I just love it, because that's my favourite thing in the whole world, is the study of the human condition, what makes us tick.
That's handy, because I'm writing a play exactly about that. There you go.
He is actually. It's based on our lives.
Yeah, oh my God. But anyway, no, I would say it's a ripping. I mean, again, doff my cap to the actors. I thought they really emotional. The particular actor who plays Jake, his breakdown at a certain point in the play was
and you'll know him from Dr. Foster.
Brilliant. I mean, he really was good.
And Ed, the guy that plays Ed, well, every one of them was just fantastic.
Yeah,
it was a thoroughly good night of theatre, and 2.5 hours, so you're really getting some.
Yeah.
You're getting some.
And the ice creams are really good at the Harold Pinter. You get really deep
tubs.
You get deep tubs of ice cream. Really good.
Yeah. Go and see it. We're still thinking about it. We're still talking about all the themes that were brought up in it. So food for thought. And you laugh. You really do laugh as well.
Do.
So.
And you're laughing at stuff that you feel you shouldn't really laugh at.
Yeah, we love that. I like this idea of doing theatre reviews.
Let's go and break a leg.
Yeah. Tell us below if you like the idea of us doing theatre reviews.